I'm Gordon Young and I'm editor of The Drum. What makes good social media? I think social media which engages. Far too much social media really sees people basically putting something the equivalent of a message in a bottle, chucking it into the sea and hope somebody will find it somewhere. What makes bad social media? Well, obviously social media that fails to engage and fails to involve people. But also social media which is a bit dishonest, where people make claims which they can't quantify or they exaggerate. The social media space is a very dangerous place to be for the proverbial snake oil salesperson. I think what Scotland lacks in terms of social media is people. I think our population base is just quite small, and social media tends to be much more successful when you get a high concentration of people. Our own organisation finds it's very easy to get people over a large geography who have a specialist interest. So you can use that to create a big niche, despite the fact that they might be spread out across a broad geographic area. When you then decide to use social media to actually target a tightly defined area, like a village or a town, for example, it can actually be very difficult because sometimes there are just not enough people within these areas who engage with social media. So I don't think Scotland is necessarily behind. I think Scotland's problem is its population is too small. What excites me about social media is that I think social media goes far beyond an economic or far beyond a media issue. I think social media has got the power to change humanity. It's going to make a huge difference as we sort of go through the ages now. I think once people get used to and accept social media and take the platforms for granted and start focusing on what it can achieve, I think that's when it will start to get really, really interesting. In terms of spreading democracy, for example, we've already seen an impact, and I think that will continue to grow. You can see it helping in Russia, where the traditional media are still very, are tightly controlled and regulated. You can see social media starting to sort of chip away at the Kremlin there, which I think will be very important going forward. It's very important in terms of collective intelligence. This whole thing of being able to share information quickly and find out things quickly is very useful, and I think that's going to have quite profound implications in terms of how we do business and basically how we learn things. So I think the most exciting thing about social media is I think it really will dramatically change our culture and have a very, very positive influence for humanity as a whole.